Welcome to Thoroughbred Action from Gulfstream Park. I'm Ron Nicoletti. It is a spectacular Sunday afternoon. Let's go to Mr. Peter Aiello with the scratches and changes for this beautiful Sunday card.
10 races on the Sunday program in South Florida with a fast main track, a firm turf course, carryovers in the Super High 5 and the Rainbow 6, temperatures in the mid-80s. It was another breezy day. First of the day over the main track at 1 mile, maiden claimers in for a price tag of $10,000. Scratch number 3, Gem Wan, a field of 7. First race favorite number 4, Slammin' Mike.
Racing at Gulfstream. Level beginning. From the center, Slammin' Mike, one of the first to get underway. Up on the outside to Teddy with Little Guy moving up. Courageous Luke is held up between horses. Operated is at the rail. The two at the back, Edward He's So Fine and Starship Fonzie. Out of the chute and onto the main course, and it's Tetere who now has the advantage. It's a length now from Slammin' Mike, who tightens in second. Racing in third is Little Guy on from fourth, Courageous Luke. Fifth at the inside, and Edward He's So Fine. Second last, Starship Fonzie, and Operated now last. The opening quarter mile was 23 and 4 as they had 5 furlongs from home. Slammin' Mike and Double J with the length lead. On the outside, Tete is there second, and third is Little Guy. 2.5 to Edward He's So Fine, who improves inside of Courageous Luke. He's dropped about 6 lengths behind. Then it's a gap of another 2 to Starship Fonzie, and Operated is last. 47 and 1 for the opening half mile. Around the far turn they go with the advantage. Slammin' Mike by almost 2 now. On the outside, Little Guy is there second. Toward the inside to Teddy now third. Operated making ground from the back alongside Starship Fonzie. Courageous Lucas called it an afternoon as they run to the top of the stretch. There's a quarter of a mile left to go. Slammin' Mike has the lead by 3.5 lengths. Operated going to try to get through on the fence. Down the center and Starship Fonzie. Widest of all in Edward He's So Fine. 3/4, 112 and 3 with 1/8 of a mile to go. Slammin' Mike, he's the target, and he wanders a bit up front, leads it by 3. Operated toward the rail is now second, then back to Starship Fonzie. 16th to go, and it's still the favorite in front. Slammin' Mike, he's drifting, but he's drifting clear, and he'll win it. Slammin' Mike by 3 in the end. Operated second, closer for third, Starship Fonzie. Photos with Edward He's So Fine.
Number 4, Slammin' Mike, slams the door on the rest of the field inside the final 1/8 of a mile and gets the maiden diploma under jockey Jonathan Gonzalez. Trainer Barry Croft and the owners and breeders, the Shade Tree Thoroughbreds. 1 Operated closed good ground, but he had to settle for second behind Slammin' Mike. We go to the second race, start of the early pick 4, maiden claimers on turf at 1 mile and a 16th. Price tag here, $12,500. Off-time favorite was number 3, Al Paris.
And they're off. It's a good start for Al Paris and a better start for I Feel Good. Gladesman away in good shape toward the rail. Up on the outside, General moving up. These 4 are quickest. Away racing in 5th, that's Maturin down to his outside, goes ready to mingle with Recliner, widest of all. Saving ground is Overwatch, he's down toward the inside 3rd last. Second last is Beach Resort and Drill Bit at the inside. In the charge around the first turn, Al Paris has the lead right on his back as Gladesman from second, he's tugging. On the outside, General is alongside him, and then it's a gap of 2 to I Feel Good in 4th. 5th at the inside is Maturin, racing outside in 6th is Recliner. 7th is Overwatch, 8th is Ready to Mingle. 9th is Beach Resort, and Drill Bit is 10th and last. 23 and 2 for an aggressive opening quarter speed as they head down the backstretch. It's Al Paris with pace pressure every step from General on the outside second. Gladesman has been well spotted and traveled well into the race. He's third. Meanwhile, Overwatch is on a 4-wide brush down the backstretch. Maturin is at the rail. I Feel Good gets the shuffle. So did Recliner. Next at the fence is Ready to Mingle, racing ahead of the back markers, Beach Resort and Drill Bit. They make their way now to the far turn of the contest, 48 and 3 for a half mile. And Al Paris has now been headed now by General on the outside. Driven third after as Overwatch and Gladesman still in the hunt. Torres is going to try to find some place for him to go to try to launch a bid with 2 lengths to raise and a quarter of a mile to raise it. 3/4, 113 and 1 as they straighten for home with the advantage now. It's General at 11 to 1 to take on Al Paris from second. Gladesman just never kicked. I Feel Good down the center. Inside that final 1/8 of a mile, and General has the lead. It's General in front. General now leads by 3, and he'll win it. General in front at the end from I Feel Good in second, and Al Paris third.
It's the lightly raced son of High Cotton who gets the money as General comes home a winner, making his second start on turf and his second start at Gulfstream Park, a winning one. Nicely handled by Sammy Camacho for Linda Kruger and Sandra Slivka. A 12 to 1 winner. General in the second. We'll be right back.
The best chance for success begins with a solid foundation. At Hardacre Farm, early personal one-on-one care starts the journey to becoming a champion. Bred to leading stallions, our mares represent the highest standards. Hardacre Farm's signature in the breeding industry. Based in Ocala, Florida, breeder and owner Amy Tarrant has inspired excellence throughout her entire career. In your quest for success, start with Hardacre Farm, breeding the champions of tomorrow.
Back now for the third race, the 6-furlong claiming contest. The price tag $6,250. A field of 10 signed on. The favorite was the 7, Steady Earner.
And they're off. The favorite, Steady Earner, wins the break and puts a neck on top. Down at the rail, here's Sarah Una Volta moving to take over, and Sarah Una Volta will land in front. Steady Earner is second, Starship Taxi in early third. Candy Max outside in fourth with El Zeus. In between horses, Nation USA, Supery Dupery's along the rail. Rigo just behind them. Gap of 2.5 to Revolving Star, and the trailer is Moochie Man. Past the half-mile point and moving to the far turn. The opening quarter was 23 seconds flat. Sarah, Una Volta, and Zayas with the lead. Here's Steady Earner bidding up on the outside under Mirage. Now only a neck off the top. Back to third, Starship Taxi, 2.5 clear of Nation USA. Then it's a length to El Zeus. Trying to run home from the back is Supery Dupery. And without being asked for his best, Steady Earner just ran up to take over. Less than a quarter of a mile to go. Steady Earner has the lead through a 46.5 mile. Sarah Una Volta is back to second. Supery Dupery cuts the corner and comes on next. Down the center in Nation USA. Final eighth of a mile. Steady Earner now by 5. Nation USA going to try to get second with Supery Dupery and Sarah Una Volta. El Zeus for a slice, but the odds-on favorite is gone. It's Steady Earner conclusively. Sarah Una Volta gamely held second, Nation USA third, then Supery Dupery and El Zeus.
The cream tends to rise to the top, and rising to the occasion was number 7, Steady Earner, as the odds-on favorite gets the job done, proving much the best under Tony Mirage for Aubrey Mirage and owners Ray Don Inc. and Aricio and Jacobson. Chalk up another one for favorite players. They're 2 for 3 to start the day. We go to the fourth race now on turf around 2 turns. It's 7.5 furlongs. Claimers in for $10,000. Scratch the 9, scratch the 11. The off-time favorite was number 3, Didn't Do It.
And they're off. Blue Sky Kitten and Vive Le Roi, the first 2 to break the line. Shidoshi has speed, and Osvaldo won't be far away. Are you talking to me trying to get over, but he's going to be stuck at least 4 or 5 deep on the turn, as Didn't Do It saves ground toward the rail. American Ninja's out wide as well, ahead of America's Samard, and Epic Junior's at the rail. Around the first turn they go. Vive Le Roi leads the way by a length and a half. Second is Osvaldo, third is Shidoshi, fourth at the rail, Blue Sky Kitten, followed fifth by Are You Talking to Me? Then Didn't Do It ahead of America's Samard and Epic Junior, and dropping over to trail is American Ninja. 23-4 for the opening quarter speed as they race down the backstretch. With the advantage, Vive Le Roi by 2 lengths now. Osvaldo taking up the slack second. Shidoshi's on his outside third. Are You Talking to Me in the blue blinkers is now fourth down at the inside, and Blue Sky Kitten from fifth. Sixth is America's Samard, yellow colors, a neck in front of Didn't Do It. Then back at the inside, Epic Junior and American Ninjas on his outside. 47-2 for the opening half mile. Around the far turn they race. Vive Le Roi holds the inside edge and a half a length advantage. 3 wide Shidoshi. Osvaldo working hard between horses. Blue Sky Kitten angles for racing room. Outside, and Are You Talking to Me? Didn't Do It. Going to try to slide up the inside lane. American Ninja's widest of all, and they're at the top of the stretch. Vive Le Roi still in front, but Didn't Do It slides into the clear off a perfect slingshot move. And now he's on to take over. Blue Sky Kitten down the center. Eighth of a mile to go. Didn't Do It, and Marcos Meneses parlaying a nice trip off the corner to get a 7-5 score. Didn't Do It does it indeed. Closer for second, American Ninja might have got up over Blue Sky Kitten in 129 flat.
Favorites go 3 for 4 to start the day, but this one was well handled by Marcos Meneses. He got a perfect run off the top of the turn, and number 3, Didn't Do It, gives them the victory. Trainer Ramon Migoit and owner Gilberto Pacheco. 7-5 winner, Didn't Do It, under Marcos Meneses. Let's go now to the fifth race of the afternoon, the start of the Rainbow Six. Over $2 million on the line in today's Rainbow Six. Maiden claimers at a $10,000 level travel 6 furlongs. These were 2-year-olds. All the money for the 3, Forceful One, and the 8, Venezuelan Heart.
And they're off. Out wide, Venezuelan Heart gets the first call. There goes Power Punch on to challenge from second. Racing away third is the Express Q. Forceful One's between horses. St. Joe Viper is at the rail. Then it's a gap of another length and a half to Where You Going, Owen, who races outside of Prized Warrior. The 2 at the back, G. Louis Warrior, and I'm Happy. They go down the backstretch to the half-mile grounds, and with the advantage, it's Venezuelan Heart by 2.5. Power Punch is second. Forceful One up on the outside now third, but he's being asked to quicken up. Back to fourth and St. Joe Viper. Then it's a gap of 3 to Where You Going, Owen, after a 23-1 reasonable opening quarter. The 2 favorites are first and second as Forceful One bids to get by Venezuelan Heart. Third and still in range is Power Punch if he can angle and launch a second bid. Down at the inside, Where You Going, Owen? He has a shot from fourth, but he'll need to find racing room. They move through the opening half mile in 47-1, and they're at the top of the stretch. Power Punch let go again by Torres. This time he means business. Down the center, Power Punch to challenge Forceful One. Venezuelan Heart is still right there. 3 across the course here. 16th to go. Power Punch for a narrow lead. It's Power Punch now a half a length in front. Power Punch is in front. Forceful One is second. Venezuelan Heart is third. Then Where You Going, Owen?
Both favorites go up in flames to start the Rainbow Six as number 4, Power Punch, comes up with a second effort inside the final 16th of a mile and wins the battle with the favorites to get the maiden victory under Christian Torres for Larry Pilati and the Dream Stable. Forceful One, Venezuelan Heart, both ran well, but were behind Power Punch, who starts the Rainbow Six with an upset. Time for a commercial timeout. The late pick 5 is next. Don't go away.
And the Princess Rudy with a quarter mile left to go. 4 off the top of the turn. Race for the Kathleen O'Connell barn in front by 5 with just an 1/8 of a mile to go. And she's turning in this into a runaway. The powerhouse performance. She punches her ticket to the Breeders' Cup and wins by 5.
And Gulfstream is pulling away. Gulfstream blows them away with an eye-opening performance. Awesome again has won. Gulfstream kicking clear. Judy the Beauty.
Back now for race number 6 on the program, the start of the late pick 5. 1 mile over the turf, 2-year-old fillies of the maiden special weight variety. Scratched to 2 and 11, a field of 9. The off-time favorites included number 8, Shell Shock, and number 10, Livin' at the Beach.
And they're off. 3 Flamingos missed the start about 2 lengths. Shell Shock was quick away and looks to cross over. From the inside, Extravagant Rosie has speed. On the far outside goes Elusive Molly and Living at the Beach. In tight between is Lady Panda. Also in very tight is Dance Dune trying to angle for racing room. Montalvo's got no place to work there. He'll rein her back to try to settle in. In the 2 path is Milka as Shell Shock's tugging up front. A gap of another 2 to Honesta and 4 to 3 Flamingos. Around the first turn they go. Extravagant Rosie holds out Shell Shock and leads by a neck. Racing in third is Lady Panda. 3 wide is Living at the Beach. In the 2 path, Elusive Molly. Back from there is Milka ahead of Dance Dune, who's settled a bit better now. A length and a half in front of Honesta. And closing ground at the back is the trailer 3 Flamingos. That's the 9 of them to the half mile to the finish. The leader is Extravagant Rosie and Jaramillo by a length and a quarter. 47-3 for a half mile as Shell Shock bids up again second. Lady Panda in the Pinnacle colors at the rail is third. On the outside and Living at the Beach is 3 wide and on the go. From between horses, Elusive Molly. Then it's back to Milka ahead of Honesta, who gets by Dance Dune, who calls it an afternoon. And 3 Flamingos got closer and then got out kicked again. She's been last throughout with a quarter of a mile left to go. Up front, Extravagant Rosie held together after 3 quarters. In 1:11-3, Shell Shock tries again from second while trying to keep Lady Panda bottled up. Down the center and Elusive Molly with a late surge. 1/8 of a mile from home, Extravagant Rosie still finding. Shell Shock still trying. Extravagant Rosie still there. Shell Shock can't reach her. It's Extravagant Rosie to win it. Shell Shock second, closer for third. Lady Panda's in a picture with Elusive Molly, 136 left.
Nice performance today from the daughter of Treasure Beach, number 3, Extravagant Rosie, held together perfectly by Misael Jaramillo. She turned away all challenges, getting the maiden win for trainer Armando Della Cerda, the Vicino Racing Stable, who also bred Extravagant Rosie. 8, Shell Shock with a game run, but she just missed. Let's go to the 7th race, start of the late pick 4 on the main track at 6 furlongs. Claimers in for $6,250. Scratch the 4 and scratch the 12. A field of 10. The favorite was the 10, Mr. Joshua.
And they're off. Mr. Joshua with a great reaction from the gate, and he'll lead the way early over Karen's Cove and a sent dunk toward the rail. Away in fourth is Dr. Harlan, followed by One Fine Ride, then Art's Table. Out wide on the course is Fish Fan. From between horses, French Accent, 3 clear of Captain Gogan, and I Idolize You as last of all as the favorites in front. It's Mr. Joshua over to the rail under Jaramillo and in front by a length, comfortably traveling at this stage. From the outside, Karen's Cove a joint second. From between horses, Dunk is third. On from fourth and Dr. Harlan, then One Fine Ride ahead of French Accent. Fish Fan is 4 wide. Backpedaling is Art's Table ahead of Captain Gogan, and I Idolize You is last. 22 and 4 for the opening quarter speed. Everything going the way of Mr. Joshua so far. He's now a quarter of a mile from the money and a half a length on top. Karen's Cove is there second. One Fine Ride gonna try to thread the needle here under Tony Mirage, and they're at the top of the stretch. 46 and 2 for a half mile. Mr. Joshua has the lead, but he has no kick as Karen's Cove overhauls him. One Fine Ride toward the rail, down the center, and a late run from Dr. Harlan. One Fine Ride skimming the paint and up to take the lead. Karen's Cove with the game's second best try to One Fine Ride. Third is Dunk. Fourth is Mr. Joshua with no excuse. Dr. Harlan completes the high five.
No excuse for the odds-on favorite here. Mr. Joshua got a soft opening quarter and a clear lead, but when they came to call, he did not answer. He folds up shop, and the win goes to the 3, One Fine Ride, with a indeed One Fine Ride from Tony Mirage, skimming the rail to victory for Aubrey Mirage and owner Monica Williams. Let's go to the 8th race now and start the late pick 3, 5 furlongs on turf. Claimers in for a $10,000 price tag. They've not won 2. A field of 10. The favorites were 1, Frankie Apps, and 2, Regan's Heart.
And they're off. From the rail, Frankie Apps gets the first call and fires to the top with Felon moving to challenge Mr. Storm on the outside. Away fourth is Broadcast Time. Next at the rail is Regan's Heart. From between horses, Fiorclis, then back to Elusive Row. Far outside and Burnin' Daylight. Hollywood Overdogs is second last, and the trailer is Shanghai Levi. They leave the backstretch and move on to the far turn with inside position and the lead. Frankie Apps and Jaramillo by a neck. Mr. Storm now up alongside in second. Felon waiting his turn third. Broadcast Time is fourth. Burnin' Daylight has caught the main group. He's now fifth, while a bit wide. 2 better than Hollywood Overdogs with a quarter of a mile left to go. On the inside, Frankie Apps fights to hold it. Into the clear, Felon to the attack. Mr. Storm down the center and Broadcast Time. 1/8 of a mile to go. Mr. Storm now getting the better end of the deal under Lionel Reyes and kicking clear. Frankie Apps going to try to hold on to second, but Mr. Storm is a 6-1 winner. Frankie Apps did hold second. Felon was third. Closer for fourth between Broadcast Time and Hollywood Overdogs in 57-1.
Number 9, Mr. Storm wins the battle with Frankie Apps inside the final quarter of a mile and registers the score under jockey Lionel Reyes for trainer Kiko D'Angelo at the D'Angelo stable. Mr. Storm beats the chalk as Frankie Apps had to settle for second. Time for a commercial break. The Late Daily Double is next. Sunday feature right after this.
Whether you're at home or at the track, have a stake in the race when you bet with ExpressBet. Sign up for an ExpressBet online betting account and receive up to a $500 sign-up bonus.
Back now for race number 9 on the program. First half of the Late Daily Double and the Sunday feature. Allowance horses at a 1-mile journey. Field of 10 signed on. This was a wide open betting race.
And they're off. Acor away well. Winking at the Dude has speed. Baby I'm Perfect quick into stride as they exit the chute. It will be Acor to land on top. Baby I'm Perfect for company, and these two now move ahead of Green Mansions, who takes over third. Out of there in fourth is Russian Wine with Whitecap Bay on the outside. Winking at the Dude is between horses alongside Gloria Florida. Then Nunk Pro Tunk, second last Millionaire Runner, and usually forwardly placed Empire Power finds himself toward the back of the group. He just went into second last after a robust opening quarter of 23 and 1. 5/8 left to go. Baby I'm Perfect on the inside, Acor on the outside. Their heads apart. Up to third, Green Mansions. Up to fourth, Nunk Pro Tunk. Now Zayas has moved Empire Power all the way up to fifth. We'll see what it took out of him. Back to sixth is Winking at the Dude. Russian Wine is seventh. Eighth is Gloria Florida. Whitecap Bay is ninth. And Millionaire Runner is last of the 10 as they swing to the far turn. 46 and 1 for the opening half mile. They went very fast early. And here's Nunk Pro Tunk. It's onto the front now for Torres and now moves away by a length and a half. Driven second, Baby I'm Perfect. Driven third, Green Mansions. Empire Power awaits his turn. He'll angle for Racing Room ahead of Winking at the Dude after three quarters. In 1:11 and 1, they're at the top of the stretch. Nunk Pro Tunk made first run, and the Louisiana bred is 3 on top. Now launching a late bid is Empire Power with Green Mansions. Nunk Pro Tunk fights to hold it. Green Mansions is now lunging at him. Green Mansions is getting to him. Green Mansions has got him. Green Mansions going away. Nunk Pro Tunk second, Empire Power third, then Winking at the Dude and Gloria Florida. And runners away. Fayez, All Gorilla, and Maspero, the first three to break the line, with Handsome Little Devil moving out the rail. He now is fourth, translates slowly away in early fifth, outside and Gimme a Break. Dropping over from the 9-post is Warrior's Wolf. He's in the 3-path now as Bambino holds the inside edge. Then back to Big Treasure, racing ahead of an outside running El Pio. Down at the inside goes Fast Willie, and then it's a gap of another 3 lengths to the trailer. The early trailer is Soy Borracho. 23 and 2 for the opening quarter as they head into the backstretch. With the advantage belongs to Longshot All Gorilla by half a length. Gimme a Break is there second. Maspero at the rail third. Handsome Little Devil is now fourth. Translates slowly in the 3-path fifth. Fayez is sixth, and these top flight horses have gone maybe 4 ahead of our inside running Bambino. Big Treasures in between horses. Out wide on the course is Warrior's Wolf. Next toward the inside, that's Fast Willie getting inside and past El Pio, and Soy Borracho is last. 48 and 1 for the opening half mile. 30 to 1 Bomber, All Gorilla, and David Baracco with the advantage of a length. Maspero hunting room toward the rail. It's open, and here he comes. Maspero now on to challenge. Looking over his shoulder, there was the jockey Donis to see where the competition is. He sees Handsome Little Devil in the rearview mirror, about 3 lengths behind, while under a big ride. 3 quarters, 113 flat. They're at the top of the stretch. Here comes Handsome Little Devil down the stand side for Panici. Full of run out here and blowing by the leader. Maspero is back to second. Fayez is toward the rail, then All Gorilla and Bambino. This leader wandered, and he wandered something fierce. He's still wandering. What's going to happen here? Luca, hang on. He did. Handsome Little Devil and Luca Panici for a wild ride, but they held on to win it in 137 and 1.
And that wraps up this week's racing, but we're back here for a special Wednesday card, an 8-race card with our first race post at 1:15 p.m. It's our final week of the summer meeting, and just a little way down the road next Sunday, don't forget, mandatory payouts on all the late pick 4, the late pick 5, and of course the Rainbow 6. Going to be a great week of racing. Remember, Wednesday, mark it down, 8-race card, our first race post, 1:15 p.m.
Hit the hay. I've been working all day. Hit the hay. What do you say? Hit the hay, hit the hay, hit the hay. Well, I'm tired. Let me tell you, Jack, I'm so tired